Some love her, some can't stand her, but no one walks away from Feyre Archeron without an opinion. Is she the most divisive heroine in fantasy today, or is she just the most real? Welcome to Whispering Pages, where every tale is a hush in the dark, a breath between the lines, waiting for you to lean in and listen. If fantasy characters who break the mold make your heart beat faster, if you're drawn to the broken, the brave, and the beautifully flawed, then this is your space. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss a story whispered through the shadows. When we first meet Feyre, she's not a chosen one. She's not royal, not magical, not destined. She's a teenage girl with a bow, hunting in the freezing woods to keep her family from starving. Her world is cruel, her life stripped to the bones of survival. Every arrow she fires is a choice between hunger and hope. What stands out most? Even in poverty, even in abandonment, she doesn't walk away from her family. They've failed her, ignored her, relied on her, but she stays. That decision, to care when it's easier to leave, is her first act of heroism. Feyre's entrance into the Fey realm is nothing short of a sensory explosion. Opulence, magic, danger, she's overwhelmed. And yet, she doesn't freeze. She observes, she adapts. She's not dazzled, she's suspicious. And as much as she tries to resist, something blooms in her. Curiosity. And maybe, just maybe, the first flicker of longing. For something more than survival. For beauty. For love. For a life that doesn't taste like ash. Feyre's relationship with Tamlin is where the story shifts, and so do opinions. Some see it as sweeping and passionate. Others see red flags from the start. But for Feyre, love is revolutionary. She's never had the luxury of being vulnerable before, so when she falls hard. And that's the heart of who she is. Fiercely loyal, dangerously romantic, and willing to sacrifice everything for those she loves. That kind of devotion, it's beautiful, but it's also a warning sign. And then, it breaks. Feyre descends into literal and emotional darkness. The challenges under the mountain aren't just physical, they're psychological, existential. This is where she's truly forged, in horror, in isolation, in blood. And still, she fights, even when she's ready to give up. Even when her soul begins to unravel, thread by thread. But the turning point isn't that she saves herself, it's that she lets someone help her. That's growth, and it's real. Feyre wins, but she doesn't heal. She comes back different, changed, shaken, not quite human, not quite Fey. And suddenly the dream she thought she wanted feels suffocating. Tamlin's protectiveness becomes control. Her freedom becomes a gilded cage. This part of her journey is quiet and painful. It's about pretending you're okay when you're drowning. It's about the terrifying moment when love feels like prison. And Feyre? She starts to break all over again. Walking away from Tamlin isn't just a romantic decision. It's a radical act of self-preservation. For the first time, Feyre chooses herself. Not a man, not her family, not survival. Her grief, her rage, her depression, they don't disappear. But she starts to see them. She starts to own them. And then, she meets someone who sees them too. Rhysand doesn't rescue Feyre. He challenges her. He pushes her to become something greater than a girl in pain. And Feyre responds not with dependence, but with transformation. She trains, she fights, she thinks, she builds new relationships. Found family, not forced family. And she reclaims herself. It's not a fairy tale romance, it's a partnership. That's what makes it powerful. Feyre steps into her power, literally and figuratively. She's crowned High Lady, but more than that, she earns her leadership. She becomes a strategist, a symbol, a commander, not perfect, not invincible, but finally respected. And she does it without losing her softness. Her emotional depth doesn't vanish. It becomes her greatest weapon. Her trauma hasn't disappeared. But now it walks beside her instead of dragging her down. And yet, Feyre never becomes untouchable. Her inner demons, they never truly leave. She still doubts, still fears, still wonders if she's enough, still questions if she deserves peace. And that's the raw truth of her arc. Growth doesn't mean you're healed, strength doesn't mean you're whole, and victory doesn't erase pain. Some readers say Feyre isn't that deep, that she's impulsive, short-sighted, even frustrating, and honestly, they're not entirely wrong. But maybe that's what makes her real. Feyre isn't an all-knowing queen. She's not a moral compass or a perfect warrior. She's messy, emotional, fierce, self-sacrificing, sometimes selfish, sometimes naive, but always human. That complexity, that contradiction, is exactly why we can't stop talking about her. So, is Feyre the most divisive heroine in fantasy? Maybe. Or maybe she's just the one who dared to feel it all. Love, rage, grief, joy, and still kept going. What do you think about Feyre? Share in the comments. I want to hear your take. And if you're drawn to characters who break the mold, who suffer, grow, and rise again, then Whispering Pages is the place for you. Stories whispered in the dark, moments that linger, and tales that stay with you long after the last page turns. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Every voice matters here, especially yours. Until next time, keep listening.